you doing? You all right?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
How how are you getting on in quarantine?
Yeah, it's not really too dissimilar to my day-to-day life, really. All I'm missing personally is going to the gym once a day. So it's not really too much different for me. So I'm not
So
really
have you
too.
have you got anyone at home that you can train with, or are you just kind of trying to do stuff for yourself?
Well, I'm down at my sister's now, so she's got a treadmill, bike. She's got really everything here, but it's nice just to relax. And I don't actually have a fight date, so there's nothing really to worry about.
Are you worried about like staying sharp or getting out of a habit of like your routine or anything, or will you be fine?
I'm not really your average boxer, to be honest. I don't train all the time, so it's a little different for
You're in
me.
a very good position for someone who doesn't train all the time, right?
Yeah, it's different for me because a lot of boxers will be train every day, and to be honest, it's not really too. This is not really too dissimilar to what I always do. Do a little bit in the garden, if I've not got a definite fight coming up, I'm not really in the gym.
So why is that?
mainly, mainly a little bit of laziness. Yeah, laziness and just I don't know really. I'm
There's
in the gym a lot.
some I wish I had like a therapist's mind so that I could like delve into that a little bit more and try and understand why that is. Because
I
this, I would
yeah,
think the reason why I'm saying that is because of like the opportunities that are put in front of you and have been put in front of you. Like they're good.
yeah. I had a sports psychologist once, and she was like, it's a very difficult brain. I've been with psychiatrists and a lot, outside of my
Yeah.
sporting life, and I think everyone always just says you're a very colourful character, and I like to just say that I'm like a butterfly, I like to fly and be free and do my own thing. So the key for me, this part of my life now, I just want to be happy, and in terms of my boxing, I've got to just while this has all been going off, I put together a great team, new management team, MTK Global, and Jamie Moore is my trainer. So, I've trained hard for fights before, the Lucas Brown fight especially, and hopefully,
Hmm.
moving forward, I'll do that all the time.
Absolutely. Well, before I want to go back to the mindset thing because that's very, very interesting. But you touched on you just signed with MTK. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, what was the decision? Was there an offer put on the table that you couldn't refuse? How did it all come about?
No, I was just, Tommy Stalker just messaged me a few months ago about something unrelated, and then I was just sat at home one day and I just thought, I was messaging Eddie and he gets back to you sometimes he don't. If you ain't got any news, you don't hear from me. So I just thought, you know what, I'm sick of doing this. I should get someone proper and professional. Look, this is their job to do it. I think MTK Global is number one in the world at it right now. And I just took my
Hmm.
chance, messaged him, and they just got back to me and said, yeah, we'd love to do that. So just perfect timing. I was just sat in the house, literally thinking, oh God, I can't be asked with this. He's not text back again. I want to know what's going off. And I just thought I want someone else to take the stress off my shoulders. I've been
Hmm.
managing myself practically for 4 years now, and it's difficult.
Well, definitely at your level, I think it must be incredibly difficult to like box at that high level and also to manage yourself and to have to look after that side of things as well.
The difficult thing for me is because in the past, like I've had promoters say, well, obviously Eddie, do you want to box? Do you want to box him? And I just go, yeah. I just say, yeah, yeah, okay. And for loads of fights, I'm not even asked what I've been getting paid. I just go,
Mm.
yeah, all right. And then near the time of the fight, like a week to go, I'm like, oh, what am I getting paid for this? You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I don't really want to ask. I feel rude asking, so it's easy to get someone else to do it for me.
Well, I definitely agree with you there. But it's very common, isn't it, in not only with boxers but fighters in general, because they want to fight and just do what they're good at.
Mm.
They kind of let that side of things sort of slip to the wayside. And that's not the first time that I've heard people been like, I didn't even know how much I was going to get paid. I know fighters that are like traveling to Europe and they're like, I don't even know how much I'm going to get paid over here. I know that I have a hotel and I am getting paid, but I couldn't tell you how much.
Yeah, some fights I'm just not even asked. I don't even. It's not even a fighting because like, oh, I'm desperate to fight. I just want to bored sometimes. Certain fights I've took. I'm taking the Tony Yoka fight. Like, I got a call 3 weeks before, and I was like, "Do you know what's Tony Yoka?" And I was just sat at home with nothing exciting going off in my life. And I just said, "You know what? It's in France." And I thought, I've never been to France. And I thought, that'd get me out of the house for a couple of days and something to talk about, something to do. And so I do that. And then, you know, the money and that, what I'm getting paid, it's a bonus, I guess. It's not really, I'm not really a massive thinker about stuff like that. I've always just been very spontaneous. Yeah, I'll do that. Sound. I'm worried about everything else later. So, yeah.
Well, it's a good way to be as well, but well, it's a good way to be now that you have MTK to look after all the business stuff.
Yeah, it's like exactly the same, but I just don't. They'll just make sure that everything's proper. You know, I've been treated well. You know, in my career, I've got no complaints about anything. But things I could have probably been paid more for certain fights. I probably could have turned down certain fights and been a little bit healthier now, and took less miles on the clock, should we say? But no, I'm
Do
happy.
you
We're here, so.
do you regret being so honest in your interviews and kind of your media work that you do?
Yeah, some of them, because I've realised now from watching the news and being a little bit older and more intelligent and a bit more educated on the world and certain things, that people will believe what you tell them. You know, if you keep drilling something into someone over time, it becomes fact. So I wish I'd have said more nice things about myself, been a little less self-deprecating, and maybe people have a different picture of me now. But the picture that's painted of me by a lot of people is only one that's been created by myself, you know. So, but everything I've said, I've told very few lies in my life. I like to think. I think I'm very honest, and I don't regret that now. But there's certain things I wish I'd have kept to myself. Yeah, of course.
So you put up yesterday about working with Jamie Moore and Nigel Travis.
Yep.
I thought it was an April Fool's. What a
No,
day to put it up.
no, I didn't even think it was April Fool's. You know, no one had no one told us pregnant or nothing yesterday. So it wasn't. You know, in years gone by, I've had a few texts have been like, "Oh God," but I didn't even get that yesterday. So I didn't even know it was April Fool's, to be honest.
So what happened there? What was the decision to work with the guys? Obviously, they're building a really good stable now and have done for quite a few years.
Well, Jamie Moore was one of my favourite fighters. You know, when I first started watching boxing, he was at the tail end of his career, but saw the Macklin fight, the Ryan Rhodes fight. He was in some great fights, and obviously I'm a fan of him. You know, he was a better fighter than I am. I have to look up to him and admire him as a fighter. And I think the same with Darren Barker when I started training with him. The respect I had for him because he'd been there, done it, and achieved what I'd done and more. So I've got to respect him off the bat. So there's that. I was going to train with Jamie a few years ago. I was going to ask him to train me a few years ago, but I was a Mick Mars at the time. Then I went with Adam Booth, and Adam was going to train me, but I decided to stay with Mick out of loyalty. So I could have maybe trained with Jamie Moore and Adam Booth a few years ago, but I stayed where I was. So, but now at this point in my career, I need a proper trainer. You know, I'm not sure how long I've got left. I could have one fight left. I could have 10, depending on who I box and whatever else. But Jamie's a good fella. I think he's a really nice bloke. I think the people in the gym, Carl Frampton's my favourite fighter. You know, Martin Murray. Great fighter, a lot of respect from him as a man as well, and Rocky Fielding. There's so many in the gym. Wherever I've been in my career, even wherever I've been, I might not have been the best fighter, but I'm always the biggest personality. But I feel like when I go there, you know, I'll just be one of the lads. You know, no, there'll be no special treatment. No, I won't be able to get away with stuff I've got away with in the past, and I think that's a big part of why I want to go there.
And do you think it's needed? Do you think that you needed to put yourself into a situation where you're going to have someone that's super strict and kind of keep you on the straight and narrow?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's not really a matter of strictness, because it's a matter of respect, you know, and not just for the trainer. I've never really trained in a full gym for years. You know, with Mick Mars, it was all one-on-one. With Darren, it was one-on-one. I'm not really trained in a gym with other fighters. It's always been one-on-one all the time. So it would be different being in a gym full, but it'll be nice. I'll be a tiny little fish in a massive pond there, you know, world champions, and I'll just be a big fat lad for a while. So I'm actually looking forward to getting back there and getting the hunger. I want to be number one in the gym, and to be number one in that gym, I want to become world champion, aren't I? So that's going to be a very hard
Absolutely.
to do, but I want to be the main man in the gym and go in there, gives me a new lease of life and something to aim for.
Definitely. Do they have a plan in place? Like, have MTK or is Jamie, have they got kind of a vision of where they want you to be in the next year or two?
I think it's difficult with this coronavirus. Everything's on hold. Nothing. I was hoping to fight on the U6 Azora card May 23rd. I was hoping to box on there. That was my hopes, but that's all gone now. So I guess it all depends when we start back again. I don't know. I personally would jump in with all of them tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? The biggest fight is what we want, and well, 25 fights now. I've had 5 defeats, so I'm not really bothered about another one. Chuck me in with whoever for the most money, but I don't know really. I guess for the first time in my career, I'm just gonna put it all into someone else's hands. You know, I never really wanted to do that before because I was always scared. Because I've always failed. When I failed in the past, I always gone, well, it's my fault, and I can take it. You know, but so I don't know. I guess I will try and have some say in everything because that's just what I am. That's who I am. You know, I do like to be in control. I'll be a bit like, well, what we're doing today? What's going on in the gym today? Who are we fighting? Are we sure we're fighting him? So I can't see me changing too much, but I will put all my faith in them and see where it goes.
What's been your proudest moment to date in your career?
I think in my own boxing career, probably beating Nick Webb for a few reasons. Obviously, I beat Brown, and that was a good win, and headlined the O2. But when I beat Nick Webb, 5 weeks before, I boxed Tony Oak and I had concussion. I was really ill. I was badly ill, to be honest. It took me about 12, 13 hours to get home the next day on the Eurostar. The tunnel was shut for a few hours. I was stuck on the train and couldn't really see. I was concussed. I was sick as anything, and I was sat on the train back to Doncaster, and I think I rung my nan, rung my mum, and I said, look, I'm going to retire. I'm going to have one more, and I'm going to call it a day because I can't do this anymore. I was upset because, for a few reasons, really. I had suspicions about Tony Oka, and my pride were it as well, you know. I've been stopped, so I do the same thing all the time, you know. I only do my routine. You know, I do a bit of training, eat, sleep. I'll train Danny, back to sleep.
Do you think about after boxing? What do you like? Is coaching definitely the route that you want to go? Is that having the gym and?
Yeah, I mean, not really my own gym, you know. Just train Danny, you know. Danny's like my brother and my son, you know, rolled into one. So I don't necessarily want to be a boxing coach or whatever, but I think with the experience I've got, you know, with Danny and other people that, you know, I've come across that, you know, I met Danny and just an instant bond. Just thought, nice kid, you know, tell he was similar to me at the same age, and I care. So, and I know for a fact that with his training, I put more effort into his training than I ever done my own, you know, and I think I can do that for other people. But I would never do anything for someone else half-hearted. You know, if I'm doing it, like if I'm training him, I put it all in. You know, I write training plans in the lap for him. It's quite sad, really, and he don't like me doing it because he gets scared to send it the night before. But no, yeah, training's something I'll do, but I'm not going to be a boxing trainer. It'll be something I'll do for 1 or 2 people.
Well, here is a final question for you. What's the most important thing that you've learned in all of this? Not just in boxing, like when you look at your entire life. If someone said you could only leave one message, what would it be? Or what's the biggest thing that you've learned?
From life, I think, you know, I've learned numerous things, you know. Lots of things. I've got lots of pearls of wisdom. You know, some as a lady I wouldn't share with you now. But yeah, you know, I think the most important thing is, I always say to people, I'm a very open book, but at the same time, you got to keep what's private is private, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the main thing. You know, you got to be as open as possible, but at the same time, you got to keep what's private is private, and the comments being open.
I know. I'm trying not to look at them. That's why I had them turned off at the start, because the comments are just too.
Yeah, it's making it kind of difficult. Yeah, I'm glad they wasn't on all the way through.
This is why they're